So it's Monday morning, and I woke up this morning with a stuffy nose and a sore throat, and kind of like that cloudy type of feeling in my head. So it's not the greatest start to the week, but thankfully the weather is supposed to be really nice this week, most of the week, and my kids are on the mend. I knew that I was probably going to get sick eventually because my daughter was feeling under the weather last week, and my son was also not feeling great, which I was worried that it would affect his performance on the ACT this past Saturday. But he said that he did great. And so he gets his scores back in 2 weeks. So we'll know for sure then how he did. But I am just kind of looking forward to a lighter week this week. It's not going to be as busy. And right now my kids are working on math. My daughter has Algebra 1. My son has pre-calculus, and they are doing those subjects completely independently. So I've had a little bit of time to rest this morning and just kind of gather myself and prepare myself for the week ahead.
What does this mean?
Which problem?
All of them.
All of them?
What does it mean by write on the line? There is no line to write on.
It says write on one line. Did you look in the book?
No.
To see if they explain that? Something that they haven't explained in the video that they might have in the textbook?
No, they should do that anyway. It's so annoying. It's not even what was in the video. It's technically not right now.
You know what they mean now?
No.
Let's see. We go to another page in that lesson. Okay, so you're raising negative exponents to a power. Okay, I'm not sure what they mean by saying write on one line, but I think it just means to write it kind of like this. Write the answer this way.
That's not even the same thing.
Okay, well, they use different words to explain it, and I'm sorry that it's confusing.
Okay, what do they have in the answers? Because that'll help.
Okay, so what they're talking about is just write your answer not in a fraction form. So,
That's the way that
yeah, it's not worded the best way. But the answer is 4 negative 2, right? 4 to the negative second power. So you're going to write that just the way that it is. You're not going to write it as a fraction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you're kind of supposed to. At least, no, that it's easier for me to understand if I write it as a fraction.
Oh, okay.
Since you're reversing it is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Since what this actually is 1 over 4 to the second power is 4 over 1 to the negative second power.
Yes. Right, it's the negative reciprocal.
Yeah, that thingy.
What's the table on your iPad?
Sine, cosine, and tangent values for different radians. I'm using it to see what degrees these different radians correspond to, so I can put it into my calculator. So
that was the part that you were saying before. Imagine if I had to do this without a calculator.
Mm-hmm. Like it's the 1980s or something.
Oh, you mean like when I was in school? Well, I was in elementary school in the 80s.
I guess they had calculators back then.
Yes, they had calculators back then. I don't know if they had scientific calculators. but I didn't use a scientific calculator until I was in high school.
Well, you need a scientific calculator to do this.
Obviously, I wasn't taking pre-calculus in elementary school or even middle school. That was my senior year of high school, and that was in the mid-90s. So I helped my daughter with some of her algebra problems. We just did our read aloud, and I am going to read her dictation passage out loud to her, which is a passage from one of the books she's read, The Weston Game. And she writes that down, and that helps her learn grammar and different mechanics of writing, punctuation, and that also helps her fine-tune her listening skills. Ready for the dictation passage?
Sure.
Senseless, you say? Death is senseless, yet makes way for the living. Now I've got my son's pre-calculus lesson to check and his lab report for his physics experiment to grade. So you did pretty good on your pre-calc lesson.
So I know I got these points, some of these points wrong. So I couldn't graph it properly. Whatever.
It seemed like you started to graph it.
But then I didn't have... But then the points were in such random places that I couldn't make a graph out of it.
And then number 3, this curve should go up more.
But they don't have the points there. We know it would go up and it would approach pi where the line is undefined. But I don't think I have to necessarily draw it like that.
Well,
it's undefined.
The graphs that you are using have not different points, but they don't have as many as the ones in the book.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be labeled with all of them because they have these little lines here that show the points that would be in the middle.
Right. Okay, that was the only thing I could find in number 3 that may have been incorrect.
The easiest thing on the whole sheet, all I had to do was copy what they already wrote, and I wrote the opposite thing.
It happens. Good job. Okay, let's see. So they want you to write a personal letter from one character to another in one of the books you've read recently.
I didn't see that. I thought it was just from one character, not to another character.
It says your job, it says you will write a fictional letter adopting the persona of a character from one of the books you've read this year. Your job is to make the letter all about one way these two characters have or could connect as individuals or through some aspect of the human experience. So I know that it's not super clear. Like, they don't use those exact words that I did, but that's what it means.
Well, it doesn't, because in the table it has the sender, one character, and the receiver, another character. That's 2 characters.
Right, but you're going to write the letter from one character to another character.
Doesn't say that.
Well, you can't have a letter, you can't have a sender and receiver without one character writing a letter to another character, right?
But it's still within the same book.
Right. It's still within the
Okay.
same book. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not choosing two different books.
Okay.
You see how
That's what it
the...
sounded like you were saying first.
Okay. No. That's the way that the chart is set up. You've got a place to write the book name, then the sender, then the receiver, and in a section where it says topics that relate to a human connection, that's where you would write just what the letter is going to be about.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I don't know what else to write.
What do you have so far?
Nothing. Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim.
Okay. That's a good choice. Who is the letter going to be from?
I don't know his name. One of the rats.
Okay. Maybe Nicodemus?
Sure, it doesn't matter which one.
Okay. To who?
Mrs. Frisbee.
Okay. And what would the letter be about?
How the rats got to the farm. Well, that was already explained in the book. But what else would I write about?
Well, remember the letter has to do with human connection.
How would I do that?
So look at the other examples that are provided on the chart.
Only the first one is about human connection, barely.
Okay, go ahead and read that.
Read what?
Read the first thing in the chart. Not the first thing. The first topic that relates to human connection.
All the things he's too shy to say out loud.
Yeah. Do you see how what that has to do with a relationship or human connection?
The little John talking to Cecily.
And then your letter from one of the rats to Mrs. Frisbee. How can you make that more about human connection or a relationship?
I don't know.
Okay, if you're having trouble with it, then I suggest changing the sender and receiver.
How is that gonna help?
Maybe the sender is Mrs. Frisbee and she's sending a letter to the rats thanking them for helping her. Because that has to do with a relationship, their friendship, right?
Sure.
Language arts is a subject that my daughter struggles with more than some of her other ones. So I am continually adapting the curriculum to suit her learning style and her needs. Many weeks we spend a lot of time going over the writing assignments that she has, and I'm trying to help her figure out exactly what is being asked of her because she gets overwhelmed a lot with a lot of writing, having to do the task of writing and then reading all of the instructions for that assignment. So I tried to break it down for her as much as possible and help her understand each task step by step and really try to simplify it for her so that she can write as well as possible. And also I tried to walk her through the steps of pre-writing, such as making an outline and filling in the notes that Sunlight provides for her to get her thoughts organized so that she can write a well-written essay or a story or some other type of writing assignment.
I think I know where Chicago is. I think it borders like Michigan. So it would be on the north side of Illinois, but I don't remember what Illinois looks like. So I'm gonna look at the map.
You don't know what Illinois looks like?
I don't remember the shape
Me
of it.
neither, honestly.
I get Illinois and Indiana mixed up. But Indiana doesn't border like Michigan at all.
Illinois is under Indiana. Right?
Illinois is above Indiana, I think.
You sure?
No. Mm-mm. You're right. No, Indiana is to the... Oh, it does border like Michigan. It's to the right of Illinois.
Oh,
Because we remember we have to...
I was thinking of Louisiana.
To go to New Jersey, we have to drive through Missouri, through Illinois, through Indiana, through Ohio, through Pennsylvania.
We've never... You've been to Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yes, we have.
I don't know if we've ever stopped there, though. We stopped in Indiana for the night one time.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of Louisiana. Yeah, Indiana is to the right of Illinois. That makes sense.
So it used to bother me when my kids would talk while they were doing their schoolwork. And I thought that they just were fooling around, they weren't getting their work done. But actually I'm happy with it now when I hear them chit-chatting from the schoolroom, when I'm in the kitchen or living room or doing something else, and I can hear them talking with each other. It makes me smile because they are bonding and they have such a great relationship as brother and sister, and it won't be too much longer before my son goes off to college, and so I'm just treasuring those moments of them hanging out together, joking around, talking, and it really helps my daughter get a sort of a break. It doesn't distract her from what she's doing. It does not interfere with her focus like it would me. In order for her to do things and learn, she really has to be engaged in something else, like doing something with her hands. And I found that she can do her work at the same time that she is talking with her brother. And so it doesn't really take away from her schoolwork. It actually adds to it. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. She can draw, she can make something crafty while I'm reading to her. She has a variety of different things that she can do while she's listening to an audiobook. So there's so much flexibility in homeschooling that I am so grateful for. So both kiddos have science experiments today. This is my son's second one of the week, and my daughter is working through a book of body type experiments because she is studying human anatomy this year.
I guess I'll just pop the bag open.
Yeah, it's supposed to make a burping
Yeah,
sound.
so just do it outside in case it explodes.
What's your experiment, Rory?
I'm trying to make this bag burp
Oh.
with vinegar and baking soda.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna have to do it outside. It's gonna make a mess. So go this way.
What's your experiment today?
Measuring the index of refraction of glass.
And does that test a certain physics law or concept?
Snell's law. Which is really is an equation that you use.
What is Snell's law used for?
It's used for calculating, well, one, the index of refraction of glass, but also the angle of refraction. So when light goes through glass, it comes through at a slightly different angle than it was originally at. There we go.
I'm poking a hole through the black tape
Yep.
so the light shines through.
There needs to be a little slit like that.
Oh yeah. I'm about to grade my daughter's letter from Mrs. Frisbee to the Rats of Nim, which was her writing assignment this week. And I'll be evaluating the letter for analytical thinking that shows her understanding of human nature, character, and motivation. She sent me the assignment as a file that I have the option to collaborate on through Apple Pages. So here is her letter, and I am going to go up here and find Smart Annotation, which allows me to make notes on her assignment, and I can go ahead and choose different colors to write in. I like to write in blue because red is just kind of angry, I think. So I make any notes that I want her to focus on, any corrections that she might need to make in blue. And I can change the size of the marks of the pen, and also if I want it to be darker or lighter. I see that she's got some good analytical thought here. Thank you for so much for moving my house and keeping us safe. And then, oh, this is funny. I started a rat self-defense class, mostly to escape cats. I'm still good friends with the crow that tried to stop you from moving my house. And I occasionally get rides to see you. Seriously? What are you doing to me, Costco? Oh, Gap sweatshirts for $17. Costco, you've done it again. You like the blue better or the pink?
I like the pink better. The beige is also nice.
Oh, over here. This like khaki color.
Yeah, I like this color.
I wonder how long it's gonna be here.
It doesn't say.
I think that's on purpose. So you feel like you have to get it today.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're gonna miss out on the deal.
Limited time only. Get them now.
You see anything you want for dinner?
No, still same old stuff.
They've got chili this time.
I'm kind of tired.
You're tired of the chili?
I've had it so many times now.
Okay.
Although it is really good.
It is really good. Do you want the, what is it called? Chicken burrito bowl?
No, that is not good though.
It's not good tasting, or it is not enough
It tastes
in
good, but then when you put it in the oven, the rice, it doesn't cook right, so it's still hard.
Oh.
The taste is there.
Okay. And then do you want the chicken street tacos?
Sure.
Now that we're home from Costco, I put all of the meat that we bought into individual freezer bags so that we have each package separated and ready to go. We've got all the chicken and the ground beef that I put in the freezer for the month ahead. And I love Costco because it saves us so much money. We can buy in bulk, and then I can just freeze individual portions of meat. And then I throw in a load of wash, and I grade my daughter's Foundation in Faith lesson, which she did earlier in the morning, and then I have her recite her memory verse.
All scripture is inspired by God, profitable for teaching, for reproof, for correction, for training in righteousness. 2 Timothy 3:16.
So overall, this week was a pretty good week. I have been feeling much better than I did on Monday morning when I woke up feeling crummy. And I have to say it was a pretty productive week too. We got a lot of things done around the house. We finished, or my kids finished, all of their assignments for the week early. And even though it's going to be colder the next few days, we are just prepared to stay inside and hunker down and get ready for our upcoming trip to Florida. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.